Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the casino and sports betting industries. This week in our state and national reports, we've got some January and February numbers to discuss. Deals, we've got a sports network deal, an integrity deal, and a responsible gambling deal.
Oh, okay, good.
Industry updates, we've got licenses, launches, and openings to discuss.
Okay.
And we're going to finish up with our legislative roundup with some federal news, as well as some state news from Mississippi and New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
We'll be right back to start our state and national reports after this.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to start off our state and national reports, actually right on time. We're in January of 2025 to start talking about New Jersey.
Okay.
We've got New Jersey Sports Betting Report, and according to the January report, New Jersey's all-time mobile handle has passed $55 billion.
Nice. All
Very
right.
nice to see that number.
Yeah, I think I contributed to that.
Yes, I did a lot too. Regarding the actual total handle for the month of January, state recorded its 24th month with a handle of at least $1 billion, and also its eighth month with at least $100 million in revenue.
Okay, great.
Good showing by Jersey again.
Absolutely.
Moving over to the state of Indiana, we've got their January report. January, state of Indiana recorded its fourth consecutive month with at least $500 million in total handle, and its sixth month overall with at least $50 million in revenue. That's total revenue.
Good number for them.
FanDuel set a state record with $23.8 million in monthly revenue. They set a revenue record.
Revenue. That's the important word.
Yes.
Revenue. Yeah, handle is an interesting thing. It's it's
great for the headlines.
Yeah, I know it's a huge number in handle, but the revenue is important for the operators. Tax revenue is important for the state. So those are the key numbers. So we always love the handle because it's so big.
Yeah, I always think handles for the public, revenues for the operators, tax revenues for the states. Moving over to the state of Kansas, we've got their January numbers. State reported a record handle for the month of January, and its all-time gross gaming revenue has passed $500 million.
Okay.
DraftKings had a fifth consecutive handle of at least $500 million. Eighth time overall it's passed that mark.
Okay, great.
Moving over to Tennessee, we've got their January numbers. Tennessee's all-time tax revenue has passed $300 million after January's report.
That's an important number, tax revenue. That's
the good
for the
number.
state.
That's the good number for the state. Fifth straight month with at least $500 million in handle, sixth time overall, and fourth consecutive month with at least $10 million in tax revenue.
That's great. And remember, Tennessee is one of those states that's only online, right?
Yes.
There's no retail sports books at all in the state.
And it also just reports handle and tax revenue. It doesn't report operator revenue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Different way of reporting.
Okay. All right.
Moving over to New England, we've got Connecticut. We've actually got two New England states coming up here. We've got Connecticut in their January report. Became the eighth state to pass $6 billion in all-time handle. State also reported its third time with at least $25 million in gross gaming revenue. And FanDuel's making news everywhere here. First operator to have consecutive months with at least $100 million in handle for the state of Connecticut.
I got to tell you, Connecticut loves their gaming. I mean,
Yes.
we drive through Connecticut all the time. We see billboards everywhere for either the casinos or sports betting or whatever. So, nope, they love their gaming in Connecticut. It's the nutmeg state. apparently.
It's the sports betting state, obviously, too.
The nutmeg state loves its sports betting.
Moving over and staying in New England, we're moving over to Vermont now.
Okay.
We've got their January numbers. State of Vermont reported its all-time gross gaming revenue past $25 million. Fourth month with at least $20 million in handle.
Okay.
Now,
Vermont is the interesting state.
I was just going to go into this.
Okay, they report their in-state residents, their handle of that, and they also do the out-of-state residents. Yes. Okay. So what is it? January?
Yeah.
They probably would have a bigger number of out-of-state residents betting because Vermont's a big, outdoor skiing, snowboarding type of state. So everyone goes there in January.
First time out of state handle is about 41%
of
the
see,
total
I told you. Look at that.
It's usually lower, closer to 35, 36%, but right now this is almost 41% of the total handle for out of staters.
Yeah, no, I think
no need to go really into the numbers. The numbers are kind of interesting, but the big number is 41% of the total handle is now out of staters.
Usually the reasons you go to Vermont is to ski and snowboard, especially in January and February. Mm-hmm. But in the fall, you go look at leaves.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, now you're looking at your mobile device and
you always have your phone with you, so you might as well. If you go to Vermont all the time, you might as well sign up for an account, especially if you're like the surrounding areas.
I guess you got leaf peepers and now odds peepers.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a good thing. Odds peeper.
Odds peeper.
Moving over to the state of New York, like we always finish up with the segment, we've got the week ending February 16th. Fiscal year-to-date handle past $21 billion. Fiscal year-to-date gross gaming revenue $1.9 billion.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Handle failed to pass $500 million, ending an 8 consecutive week run for handle.
Wow. Wait, what week was that?
Week ending February 16th.
Okay, that was the week after the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why. Probably
everyone's
some people
took
some time off. Yes.
We're taking a break.
And DraftKings led in handle for the first time in 2025.
Okay.
For the week. That's it for state and national. We're going to start talking deals right now. Starting off our deal segment, we've got a multi-platform sports network partnership to discuss. I normally don't bring in these types of partnerships, but it's the first time we're talking Wind Creek Resorts with these types of sponsorships and partnerships.
So is this a sports betting kind of thing, or is this an overall
This
casino
is an overall
kinda?
casino kind of thing.
All
We've
right.
got Wind Creek Resorts Chicago Southland property announcing a multi-platform partnership with the Chicago Sports Network.
Okay. Good.
Wind Creek will be the presenting sponsor of the Chicago Lead, which is the flagship show on CHSN. That's their abbreviation, Chicago Sports Network.
Okay.
I always want to leave off that H, but it's CHSN.
Okay.
It's basically their kind of sports center, if you want to think about it that way. Mm-hmm. Chicago Lead will also broadcast once a month live from Wind Creek, Chicago Southland.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
They're also going to be having the two partners, Wind Creek and CHSN, will be doing experiential activations at Blackhawks, Bulls, and White Sox games. They'll also be doing exclusive giveaways on behalf of the casino as well as the network. Nice. They're also going. This is a wide-ranging partnership. Wind Creek will also be the presenting sponsor of the podcast called Respect Coin.
Respect Coin.
That's the name that was in the press release. So,
okay.
It's basically a podcast on the sports teams, and they're going to have weekly segments from Wind Creek, Chicago.
Okay.
Yep. And then, they're going to bring in social influencers for the CHSN Creator Network, which is their influencer network. They have a separate network just for influencers. And also, Wind Creek will be presenting sponsor for the newsletter that comes out from CHSN.
I remember growing up when we first had basic cable in the early 80s, one of the channels, and I don't know why this was on our cable box, was WGN. It was great because they had the Cubs game, and back then the Cubs didn't have any night games. So you get home from school and you put on the Cubs game. So that's the only network I know of, WGN. Harry Carey and doing the Cubs games in the afternoon.
WGN.
I don't know why in New Jersey we had WGN.
I'm going to answer that for you.
Okay.
WGN was one of the first independent networks that had a national broadcasting deal with different cable companies.
Oh, okay.
WGN was forward thinking.
I always wondered that, but I love the fact that you get home from school and there's a Cubs game on. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Moving over to some integrity deals, we've got Integrity Compliance 360 announcing an expansion of its partnership with Alt Sports Data. They've done deals with Alt Sports Data for National Hot Rod Association, Super Motocross League. We've covered most of these. Thrill One Sports, which is a skateboarding league, World Highlight, a few others, and drag racing as well.
Oh, okay, great.
What they have done together, Integrity Compliance 360 and Alt Sports Data, is create a one-stop solution for potential clients of Alt Sports Data, where they will have IC360's integrity compliance monitoring and investigatory abilities mixed into the platform being offered by Alt Sports Data.
That's cool.
One-stop shopping, you get everything all at once in this turnkey solution.
No, that's great. It's amazing what IC360 is doing for the industry. It's outstanding.
Both sides. It's amazing. IC360 always doing new and different things, and you got Alt Sports Data doing some really cool stuff too.
Absolutely.
Last deal for the week, we've got Jackpot.com.
Okay.
One of our sponsors.
It's on my phone.
Yes. They've announced a partnership with Birches Health, which will integrate Birches Health resources for problem gambling into Jackpot.com's website and app. And there's also going to be a special section on the Birches Health website for Jackpot.com.
Great.
So it's a bunch of different educational as well as assistance resources for problem gambling.
If you need help, just reach out, and it's great what this industry is doing. They put a real emphasis on responsible gaming, and if you need help, there are certainly resources out there to help you if you feel you have a problem with gambling.
And there's more and more coming too.
Absolutely.
That's it for the deals this week. We're going to start talking industry updates right after this.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to start off our industry update segment talking about the launch of a new game in our own backyard. We've got BetMGM and Borgata Hotel and Casino, or Borgata Hotel, Casino and Spa, announcing the launch of Dual Play Baccarat on BetMGM and Borgata Online Casino, New Jersey.
Can I just say, I think we saw the actual table before it launched, because it was a couple months ago, and I think, and I don't know if they moved it, but we saw a table with cameras on it, that wasn't in operation at the time.
It was just being built.
It was just being built. It was where the old race book was. Now, I don't know if they moved it since we saw the table that had all the cameras on it, but I think that was what we saw. the start of it or the creation of it.
I think they were creating a baccarat room.
I don't know. I don't know what that room. Like I said, we saw it a couple months ago. Yeah, we saw it a couple months ago. I don't know if they moved it out or.
Well, we
whatever.
saw when they were building it. We saw it after they launched it. I haven't really gone into it to see exactly what it is.
Can I say
what game besides baccarat that they offer?
A couple months. I don't even know when they did it. Maybe a year ago that they launched dual play roulette, which is fantastic. Yes. I love playing that because and it's the same way as the baccarat that you're probably going to explain. But me at home, I can log into what I usually do is the Borgata online casino app or the BetMGM online casino app and play at the table that people on the gaming floor in Atlantic City are playing on. So, it's absolutely amazing.
It was voted the best UK table game product in the British Gaming Awards. Basically what it is, it's similar to the roulette where the players are allowed around the table to play in the casino.
Yep.
There's multiple cameras at different positions that allow the online player to have an immersive online experience.
Yeah.
On both BetMGM and Borgata Casino.
Me at home, I look at the cameras that are over top of the table, and you see people's hands, on the table, and for the roulette anyway, people putting the stuff on the table, and the dealer is there and things like that. It's really cool. You get the sound of the casino, which I love, and you can really sound if it's crowded there or a lot of people are playing. So no, I just love doing this stuff.
Staying in New Jersey, we've got a new boutique hotel being planned and also probably breaking ground by the time this airs.
Good.
The hotel is inspired by the classic Monopoly board game, which is based upon Atlantic City.
Absolutely.
All the different streets and the boardwalks in there. This is going to be the top hat at the Orange Loop.
Yeah, people who don't know, the Orange Loop is a section of Atlantic City. They call it the Orange Loop because it's the orange color on the Monopoly board, and it's the same streets that are in orange on the Monopoly board. So,
And the top hat will...
And the top hat is the
game piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one no one gets. I mean, everyone wants the race car in Monopoly. So
how about the shoe? I've never seen anyone go after the shoe.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always gotten those things because someone else picked the race car. So.
But the renderings show a big top hat at the top.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be ground floor of commercial properties, and then the upper floors are going to be short-term rentals.
So is the top hat going to be lit up like in neon and stuff like that?
Couldn't tell from the renderings.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's rendering is just a still
picture. I love the fact that it's it's probably maybe a block or two off the boardwalk, right? Am I
not that close, but close enough? Yeah, it's within walking distance.
I went to go eat at a place, Tennessee.
I think it's
Avenue
closer to
Beer.
that than it is.
That's only like 2 or 3 blocks off.
It's closer
the
to that area.
Yeah. No, what was it? Tennessee Beer House?
Something like that.
I don't know. What the hell? Good burger.
Yeah.
So.
Moving over to the state of Missouri, and they announced this a little while back, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it real quickly here. First online sportsbooks in Missouri could be launching on June 30th, which is sooner than anticipated.
Sure.
The Gaming Commission hasn't announced a formal date yet. What they have done is forwarded a set of regulations for approval, and also they are planning on opening up the application periods by early March, giving operators 2 months to get their applications in and approved for the June 30 launch.
I'm thinking by mid-June there's going to be a soft opening kind of thing. Let everyone start.
Depends on how quickly they get the applications.
Some limited betting, and then June 30. Look, I mean, these operators can open up very quickly because they've had practice in all the other states that they've opened up in. So it's becoming a finely tuned process to opening up a sports book. All they need is the regulations and the A-OK to start taking bets.
Over in Michigan, we've got the Pokagon Band of Potawatomi Indians announcing the formation of Four Winds Ventures LLC, which is a new entity that's going to be focused on commercial gaming, hospitality, and other related industry sectors on a national level, if not international.
Okay, good.
Going to be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, no, I can't wait.
Going over to Kentucky, we've got 2 Churchill Downs stories real quick to hit here. We've got Churchill Downs announcing the grand opening of Owensboro Racing and Gaming, the company's 7th historical horse racing entertainment venue in Kentucky. It's a $100 million gaming and entertainment venue, and the money that's going to be coming from the historical horse racing segment of the company will be for purse funding for Ellis Park Racing and Gaming Summer Racing Meet in Henderson, Kentucky. And with the grand opening of the Owensboro facility, we've also got the closing of the retail sports book at Churchill Downs Racetrack.
Oh, okay.
You can still bet on the horse racing. It's pari-mutuel betting, but they closed down the retail book.
Okay.
And you can still use there's sports betting kiosks there.
Sure.
And also your phone.
Sure.
Moving over to New Mexico, we've got Scientific Games announcing that they have been selected as the New Mexico Lottery's full-line provider, and they have won a 10-year contract for the gaming and the lottery industry there in the state. It expands the previous contract that they've had with New Mexico Lottery to include the New Mexico Lottery Scratchers to the Cy Games Enhanced Partnership Program.
Oh, okay, good.
So expansion of the lottery in New Mexico. Moving over to Nevada, we've got Coin, which is a cashless solutions provider. Them and Emerald Island Casino, or Emerald Island Casino and Coin, I should say it that way, that's proper English, will be launching cashless gaming and transactional methods in Emerald Island Casino. People will be able to use the Coin cashless program so they don't have to worry about carrying cash.
Sure. It makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Last story of the week, we have, actually, we've got two more. I'm sorry. We got New York. Proposed Hudson Yards casino project has encountered some resistance from local borough presidents. Mark Levine over there, he has formally announced his opposition to the rezoning plan because, in his eyes, it doesn't meet the original plan projections for housing, the housing portion of it. They were supposed to be doing 3,400 to 5,700 residential units. They are now proposing 1,500 apartments. So, it's a problem, but it's
it's one of those things. It is so complicated. I mean, anyone watching what's happening in downstate New York about the casinos, how complicated it is to get these projects off the ground. Not only you can say, yeah, I'm going to put up a casino, but you know what? There's so many things around it. There's traffic, there's housing, there's residential versus commercial businesses you have to worry about. It is so complex, and it's a fascinating to see the process that all these companies have to go through and all the politicians have to go through to get the best plan possible for the citizens of New York.
Not only are there that many requirements, there's also too many people to please. No one's going to be 100% happy with any of these proposals.
There's, when you're building something in, especially if you're in Manhattan or the surround or Queens or something like that, there's so much things you have to worry about. Like I said, traffic is such a big issue. Anyone who lives in the New York area, watch the local news in the morning and watch the traffic reports. Yep. They're brutal. So it'll be very interesting to see how these things shape out and how they fit into the communities that they're planned on being built in.
Yes. Last story of the week, we've got Seminole Hard Rock announcing a deal with Producer Mezcal LLC for premium handcrafted artisanal mezcal branded drinks at at 11 different properties in North America and Mexico for Hard Rock and Seminole casinos.
Oh, okay.
So that launched on March 1st, and they are offered signature cocktails with mezcal tequila through 11 Hard Rock and Seminole casino properties.
So is New Jersey one of the... No. Damn.
No, unfortunately.
Okay, fine.
That's it for the deals. We're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. Starting off the legislative roundup, we've got the pair of representatives on the federal side that have done this several times in the past have reintroduced their legislation to repeal the 0.25% excise tax on sports betting. Again, same arguments. They feel that it's just a tax on the regulated operators when unlicensed operators do not have to pay this tax on sports betting activities as well as employees.
Yeah.
There's a $50 per head tax on sportsbook employees that these operators have to pay in addition to the 0.25% sports handle tax.
Okay.
So, again, this is another effort to try and get this repealed. Mm-hmm. See where it goes.
Yep.
Going over to Mississippi, we've got the Mississippi Senate passing Bill 2510, which would ban social sweepstakes casino sites in the state.
I think you're probably going to see a lot of this kind of legislation throughout the country.
Well, this is the first state with some real legislative action.
Yeah.
They actually have passed this bill in the Senate. We'll see where it goes from there, but it's going to amend the state's gambling code to disallow any online, interactive, or computerized version of games defined in the amendment as a gaming device, which basically is outlined in several other places.
Sure. Yeah, it like I said, you're probably going to see legislation like this. We'll see how far Mississippi takes this. We were talking about Maryland also some kind of proposed legislation.
This is taking it a step further.
Yeah, we'll see how this shakes out.
It includes sweepstakes style casino games or sweepstakes casino style games, as well as race books, social race books, and online sports pools.
Oh, okay.
That's a different one. That's interesting to see that one.
It's interesting, you know, especially
there are a couple sites out there that offer pools for.
We're coming up
things.
On March Madness.
That's exactly I think why they're pushing this one. And last story for the week here, we've got New Jersey. There is a proposed bill in the legislature to expand the esports betting of the state, and we have a full discussion of this really on our Turnpike Sports episode coming up.
Well, we'll see how this one goes too. So again, this is going to be looked at by other states because esports is really becoming popular, and it's making a lot of money for a lot of people. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes.
The key provisions raising eyebrows. Number one is creating esports betting only skins, which is a great idea for increasing the business in the industry. The other one is allowing the players to bet on themselves. That's the questionable one. Yeah. We'll see if that one's amended out or amended in other ways down the road here. Sure. Well, that's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. If you've been watching on TV, as always, there's been a ticker flying by below us with additional news stories we didn't have a chance to cover in the half hour. We've got international and domestic stories as well as food and entertainment stories on the ticker below us. And when this show is released on Monday mornings, we always have a full print version of the Turnpike Sports Book Report on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see the stories we talked about, stories some that are in the ticker, as well as other stories we didn't have a chance to talk about anywhere else in the full print version there, so read that at your leisure. And as always, news, announcements, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Love hearing from everybody out there.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.